Hi guys, welcome back to our video this week. Today we're going to be talking a bit more about the academics out here.
One thing a lot of people don't really think about that much when they're choosing to study abroad or study away is the actual school and like what's actually going to be going on, because even though you get to travel and it's a super fun experience, and for me the best part are the extracurriculars, you're there to go to school and you're still working towards your degree.
So one of the most important pieces of advice that I give to someone getting ready to go off to a host campus for a semester is do your research. You obviously know where you're going to school for the next couple months, but doing research just beyond the university is extremely important and helpful.
So I've talked about my classes a lot already, and while I've talked about them a lot, I kind of wanted to talk about them again in a more retrospective way, and I thought the best way to do that would be like kind of going through some of the stuff I've read and talking about that and creating a kind of like must-read guide. If you read nothing else about Hawaii, read How Nani K. Trask. From a Native Daughter is basically a book-long essay about colonization, and not just in Hawaii, but like all of the Pacific.
So I've been taking 2 classes out here that will count towards my major when I get back home. Those are Psych Stats and Abnormal Psychology. And my other 3 classes that I've been taking will count towards my minor at home, a health and wellness minor. So I've been taking personal nutrition, yoga, and Pilates. My school back home doesn't offer a Pilates course. We do have yoga and we do have a nutrition course, but it's a bit different than the one out here.
So the first big thing that happened this past week, so obviously I've talked about it before, but in my classes we go on like a lot of site visits. So for actually one of my professors, he's actually the events manager at one of the Marriott hotels in the French Quarter in the city, and so he invited a couple of us from the class to come and like see the hotel, take like a tour as if we were buyers for a convention space, because the Marriott New Orleans is very known for its convention space.
To get a decent grasp on Hawaiian history, I recommend a book that I read for my Modern Hawaiian Culture After 1819 class. I don't have like a physical copy of it. I have it on my laptop. I think it's generally out of print, but you can get it at the Bishop Museum or the Bishop Museum's website probably. It's called Native Lands and Foreign Desires, and the author's last name is Kume'elihiba.
So in the convention spaces that we got to see like a live convention that was happening. There were people that we got to see the AV, the lights, how it's all set up. There's different layouts of all these different rooms, and there's 2 towers of this hotel with like the bottom 3 levels being the convention space, except for the 41st floor has smaller conference rooms on it. So that was really cool. I've never been in a hotel like that. It definitely has a lot of features in it.
The only class that I have that, I can take back home is classroom management. And the only reason I took it here is because, I don't want to be too far behind when I go home. The rest of the classes that I took, like ICT, creative activities, and evaluation assessment, there aren't classes I can take freely back home. So it was really good to learn so much from these different professors about those types of subjects, and bringing that knowledge back home.
This is the book that we use in my Ohana class. It's called The Polynesian Family System, and it's by Mary Kapena Kukui. And this actually has like a lot of information, not just about family structures, but also about like the way like houses were set up and what each house's function was.
My biggest class size is 50 here, which was crazy when I first walked in, especially because like on the first day the professor was like, wow, this is a big class, and like in my mind I was like, literally 3 weeks ago I was sitting in a lecture hall with 500 kids. So just like that has been like a massive difference, but I loved it because it's just like it's helped me, I guess, because like the teachers, like I feel like it goes at a slower pace almost. And as soon as you start slipping, like you get an email and the teacher's like, maybe you should come into office hours, and you're like, oh, maybe I should.
This weekend I went to like a camping bike packing trip, and I took a bunch of videos. The trip was awesome. It's a bike packing / camping, so I went down to a place called Moab in Utah, and I also went to a state park called Dead Horse State Park, and the view was awesome.
It's called All I Asking For Is My Body. Now, all I'm asking for is my body. All I asking for is my body. And it's by a guy named Milton Murayama.
And like one of the classes that are the most important one, and I haven't mentioned it specifically because that's like a separate thing, is field experience. Now, back home we do have moments where we do get to go to a classroom, like a school, but you know, it's not a regular thing, you know. Here it's like very hardcore, and it's basically like a view of how your life is going to be as a teacher, because I have to go to the school 5 days a week from 8 to 4 every day, and I have to be in that classroom with that teacher that whole time until lunchtime, which is my time, and then go back to being inside the classroom. And you know, that's something that I wouldn't be able to experience if I wasn't here, you know?
My Hawaiian Studies class is obviously something I could only take here, and I have learned so much about the host culture and how to be respectful and like what all these things mean. And so yeah, that's been really interesting and helpful for me as I navigate a new place and am living somewhere that I didn't really have a lot of background knowledge about.
Both of these books are like really incredible. I'm not going to suggest that you read both. I would say like one or the other, because they're both kind of like hard to read. Like they're, especially Blues Hanging, there's some disturbing stuff in it. But yeah, so this is The Tattoo by Chris McKinney, and this is Blues Hanging by Lois Ann Yamanaka.
So there are a couple classes that I'm taking here at UH Hilo that I was really excited to take because they're so specific to Hawaii and I couldn't take them anywhere else. The first one is called Intro to Hawaiian Coral Reefs, and that one is a normal lecture style class, but then the lab is a snorkel field lab. So every week we go out into local reefs and we have these cool underwater cameras, and then so you take pictures of all the different species of coral and invertebrates and fish, and then you do a big identification project. So that one is so fun. I really love that one.
We just biked for like 4 or 5 hours camping. We cooked and we saw sunrise, sunset. At the nighttime we like slept outside, so you get to see like all those stars. Amazing experience. I went through the college like outdoor activity kind of program, so it was so cool. Get to meet with new people, and it was so organized, and one of the best experience in this NSE program.
And then last but not least is this book. It's Giants. It's called In the Time Before Light by Ian McMillan. Like, I knew nothing about Hawaiian culture before I came here, and this gave me a really good basic outline. Like, I learned what kapu was from this book.
A lot of my classes have had an impact on me, and I have really enjoyed them all. My professors have been great, and at least, 3 out of 4 of the classes that I'm taking here, I couldn't take at OSU. So that's pretty awesome.
So going beyond just the academics that I'm receiving here at FIU, I'm learning a lot more about myself and my future career of going into social work by just being here on exchange. The new experiences, meeting new people with different backgrounds, gaining a sense of independence is truly the most enriching part of this.